Right, so at this level, you need to concern yourself with a 2 by 2 matrix. So a matrix is made up of rows, and columns, right? And this is referred to as the order of a matrix. So if they ask you for the order of a matrix, you look at the amount of rows it has and the amount of columns it has. So let's just say I give you this matrix here, 7, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1. I want you to tell me how much rows you see in here. Everybody fast. Tell me how much rows you see in here.
3.
I am seeing 2 rows, not 3, 2 rows. Right? When I say row, I'm talking about horizontal. When I talk about column, I'm talking about vertical. Right? And if you have a hard time remembering it, just think of columns in construction. A column is a vertical post. Right? When you think of rows of a crowd, you think of people sitting horizontally. So I'd say that this is a 2 by 3. Right? 2 rows and 3 columns. But at this level, you need to concern yourself with 2 by 2 matrices. So matrices that look like this. Let's just say I have a matrix A. I'm going to assign a name for this matrix, call it A. So let's just say matrix A is equal to A, B, C, D. The things you need to be able to do with a 2 by 2 matrix is multiply, right? Multiply, find the determinant, right? The adjoint and the inverse. So let's jump straight into the determinant. If you want to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, it's given by these 2 lines on either side. That's a symbol for it, right? And to do that, you're going to multiply the diagonals, then you're going to subtract them. So, Adika, it's the leading diagonal minus the lagging diagonal. So the leading diagonal is A and D. So you're going to multiply A and D, right? So A multiplied by D, and they're going to minus that, and from B by C. So that's how you find the determinant. It's just the product of the leading diagonal minus the product of the lagging diagonal. Let me know if you understand that.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me give it a go, right? So let's look at an example. Let's just say we had a matrix B, right? And matrix B was 1, 2, 3, 4. How would I find the determinant of that?
It will be 1 multiplied by 4.
Uh-huh.
Take away 2 multiplied by 3.
Yeah. 1 by 4 minus 2 by 3. 1 by 4 is,
4.
right? 2 by 3 is,
6.
4 minus 6 is,
-2.
right, -2. Now, let me explain something, right? If the determinant, if the determinant, if the determinant is equal to 0, guys, if you have 0 birds, you would say what? Yeah, what? If you have 0 birds, you're probably what?
Nothing.
What's it?
Single.
Yeah, yeah. So if the determinant is 0, then you're a singular matrix. Singular matrix. Singular. Right, singular matrix. Now, if the determinant is not equal to 0, then you say it's a non-singular matrix. So this matrix B here, would it be a singular matrix or a non-singular matrix?
Non-singular.
Right, does everybody agree that matrix B would be a non-singular matrix?
Yes.
Right, so this would be non-singular. Okay, wait. Right? Let's move on. So guys, if they say it's a singular matrix, the determinant is, if they say it's a singular matrix, what?
0.
If they say it's a non-singular matrix, you have to specify the value, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's how you find the determinant. Awesome. Right? Let's find the adjoint now. This is the determinant. Right? Adjoint. Again, let's use the same example with matrix A, B, C, D. Matrix A, B, C, D. You would say the adjoint. ADJ means adjoint, not adjacent, adjoint. So to figure this out, you're going to swap the elements in the first diagonal. So you see how we have A there and D there? After finding adjoint, D is going to come over here, right? And A is going to come over here. And then you're going to change the signs for the other diagonal. So this will turn to minus B, and this will turn to minus C. So these are the steps, right? Swap first diagonal. So you're going to swap the first diagonal. And the next step is to change signs of the elements in the second diagonal. Okay, are we okay with the adjoint?
Yes.
Let's look at an example, right? Let's use the same matrix B. By the way, I'm gonna be moving with a little speed today. So if you're confused, what's the way to after the timer? Timer one time, because that will take up a lot of time. Right? If you're confused while we're doing something, just stop me one time and I'll go it over. But don't wait till the end when we finish the question. Right? Okay, B. Guys, how would I find the adjoint of B?
Yeah, the flip 4 and 1,
Right, so I'm gonna write
and
4 here
then
and 1 over here.
it will be minus 2 minus 3.
Yes. Right. So guys, take a screenshot of the determinant and the adjoint.
I have it.
Okay, cool. Right, on the inverse now. Aaron, you there? Aaron? All right, I hear from you now. Right, how do you find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix now? Well, if you want to find the inverse, let's just say you want to find the inverse of matrix B, right? To find
Yeah,
the,
sorry, yeah, sorry.
okay,
Mike was giving trouble.
if you want to find the inverse of a matrix, it's just simply 1 all over the determinant, right? 1 over the determinant multiplied by the adjoint of the matrix. That's all. So, Adika, tell me, did we already find the determinant for matrix B?
Yeah,
Right? It was minus 2, yeah?
yeah.
So for B inverse, that's just going to be 1 all over minus 2, right? And the adjoint was what?
4 minus 2 minus 3 and 1.
All right, so now we're going to multiply every single thing on the inside by that negative a half. So I'm going to take my time and show you how to do this, right? So Adika, 1 by 4 is 4, right? So that's going to be 4 over minus 2. I'm going to if you understand that.
Yeah,
What do you think the next one going to be?
1 by minus 2
Which is 1 by minus 2.
minus 2 over minus 2.
Yes. Next one.
Minus 2 by minus 3, and it will be 6 over minus 2.
Nah. All right. So this is a fraction, right? And this is a number. You're not seeing it, but minus 3 is the same thing as minus 3 over 1. So if you multiply 1 by minus 2, it's really 1 by negative 3. So it's just be negative 3 all over minus 2. And what about the last one?
1 over minus 2.
Yeah, because 1 by 1 is 1. So 1 all over minus 2. So 4 over minus 2 is what? 4 divided
Minus
by 1,
2.
right? Minus 2. Minus 2 divided by minus 2,
1.
right? Minus 3 over minus 2,
1.5.
right? So I'll leave as 3 over 2. Right? If you're wondering where the negatives went, negative divided by negative is our plus, right? So we get rid of it. And last one, we have 1 divided by negative 2. That's just negative a half. Because a positive divided by a negative is a negative. Yeah. And that's how you find the inverse. Easy or hard?
Easy.
Easy to.
Okay, cool.
It easy.
Nice. Take a screenshot of this as well.
Have it.
Okay. And if you take a screenshot, put it in your group chat. So pretty happy one time. Right? Okay. Awesome. Let's move on. So we need to look at what the identity matrix is. Does anybody know what the identity matrix is? Yes or no?
1001.
All right, 1001. Right? So we call it I. I is equal to 1001. And it is equivalent to what? Okay, so it is equivalent to 1. And I'm going to explain what I mean. Guys, if I multiply any number by 1, what will I get?
1.
The
L.
same number.
The number.
Right,
Same
5,
number.
right? 5. What was 7 by 1?
7.
7.
Seven.
So let me explain what the identity matrix does, right? The identity matrix is equivalent to 1. So in other words, you know what? If I multiply a matrix by 1001, I'm going to get back the same matrix. Take, for instance, if I had 5012, if I multiply this matrix by this, I'm going to get back 5012. That's why I'm saying it's equivalent to 1. Because anything you multiply 1 by, you get back the original number. Any matrix I multiply this by, I'm going to get back 5, the original matrix. So that's the concept of the identity matrix, right? Anything by the identity matrix is itself, right? So anything, right? So anything by identity matrix is anything. Does that make sense? Because you're putting in anything and you're going to get anything out. Let me give you an example. We're going to move on to matrix multiplication just now. So there's a little intro, right? I can show you one time. So imagine you had 1001. Somebody give me a 2 by 2 matrix. So 2 rows and 2 columns. Give me some.
2, 4, 5, 6.
All right. It sounds like you kind of know how to count because you see 4, 5, 6, but you put 2 here. Is that a joke, eh? Don't take that personally. Yeah. Because it looked like you was counting normal number and it's like, huh? Okay, 4, 5, 6. All right. So let me show you how you're going to do matrix multiplication. So when you do matrix multiplication, it's the rows by the columns, right? And guys, I said that the identity matrix was equivalent to 1. So when I multiply this out, what am I just supposed to get? If this thing acting like 1, what am I supposed to get?
2,
The
4,
same
5, 6.
thing.
Supposed to get 2, 4, 5, 6. So let me see. So again, rows by columns. Guys, what's the first row here?
1, 0.
What's the first element there?
2,
1,
1 is the first element. What's the second element?
0.
Right.
1 and 0.
Right? What's the first column in this matrix? First column.
2 and 5.
Right. So that's the
2 and 5.
right. And can we all agree that 1 is the first? Okay, 2 is the first element and 5 is the second element. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So,
Here the multiplication gonna happen, right? You're gonna multiply the first element in the row by the first element in the column. So you tell me what to write.
1 by 2.
Right? And you're gonna add that to
0 by 5.
yes. Okay, guys. So you see, we just multiplied 1, 0 by the 2 and the 5. Are there any other rows here we need to multiply out?
0 and 1
Exactly.
underneath.
Exactly. So we need to move on to the 0 and the 1 now. Right? Right? And you're gonna multiply the 0 and the 1 by the 2 and the 5, right? Same procedure. Same procedure. So you tell me what to write.
0 by 2
Plus.
plus 1 by 5.
Okay, does everybody understand how I did that?
Yes.
I need to tell me now, eh? Like, because when we move on speed today, right?
yeah, so I get it.
Okay, so I have trust issues, so I'll go it over one more time for those that confused on the low and summer. All right. Row by column, right? So this is the first row here. This is the first column here. So 1 by 2, then 0 by 5. Add that. You finish multiply 1, 0 by the 2 and the 5. So what we're going to do next? We are going to move on to the 0, 1. Right? So now 0 and the 1 by the 2 and the 5. The first one here is 0, first one here is 2. So 0 by 2. Second one here is 1, second one here is 5. 1 by 5. And you add it. If you're doing matrix multiplication correctly, these numbers to the bottom should line up. 2 and 2, 5 and 5. Right? So guys, we just multiplied every single thing here by 2, 5. Which column are we going to move on to next?
4
1,
6.
We're going to move on to column 4 and 6. Well, column 4, 6. You want the column that contains 4, 6. And it's the same procedure, you know. What's the first one here?
1 and 2.
And if and the first one here is
4.
right. So we're gonna multiply 1 by
1 by 4
and then
plus 0 by 6.
right. So what she did, right? 1 by 4. Because remember, this is the first element here, and 4 is the first element in that column. So 1 by 4, plus 0 by 6. Okay. Continue.
Then 0 and 0 by 4 plus 1 by 6.
And as you can see, if we did it correctly, right? Can you see what I'm talking about? Are the numbers lining up or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So let me just simplify this thing now. 1 by 2 is
2.
2,
0 by 5 is
0.
all right. 1 by 4 is
4.
right. 0 by 6 is
0.
all right. What 0 by 2 is
0.
1 by 5 is
5.
0 by 4 is
0,
1 by 6 is?
6,
Uh-huh. So it's 2 plus 0.
2,
2,
What is 4 plus 0?
4,
What is 0 plus 5?
5,
What is 0 plus 6?
6.
Okay, do we get back the original thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so again, the identity matrix is equivalent to 1, right? Is equivalent to 1. If you multiply any matrix by the identity matrix, you're going to get back what you're paying. And how do we get the identity matrix? Well, you get it whenever you multiply the original matrix by its inverse. That's how you get the identity matrix. So take a screenshot of this.
Yes, sir, I get it.
Okay, word. Right, so believe it or not, you can now handle most matrices questions. Believe it or not. So let's look at the other things you need to look at now. Add page after. Right. So you need to be able to look at, you need to be able to solve a solve simultaneous equations using a matrix method. Right. And let me show you how we're gonna do this. So let me just get a simultaneous equation question. Get a different one. It's a nice one. All right, so guys, can everybody see that we have our system of simultaneous equations there? 2x plus 3y is equal to 12 and 4x minus 3y is equal to 6.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
That's a
So here the first thing on the right, you're gonna come up with your matrix of coefficients. So guys, what is the coefficient for x here?
2,
two,
What is the coefficient for y there?
3,
So I'm gonna write 2, 3, right? I hope I'm not confusing anybody. What was the coefficient for x there?
4,
What is the coefficient for y here? Be careful, eh?
3,
-3.
Negative,
-3, sorry.
not 3. Guys, imagine doing the whole thing correct, right? But you gonna put 3 over here. That would be a deadly mistake. Don't do that. Aaron, I'm looking at you. I hope in the exam,
Yes,
you're hearing my voice saying, hey, -3, -5, something, something. Right, so we just came up with a matrix of coefficients. Now we need to come up with a matrix of variables. What are the variables, guys?
12 and 6.
Now, x and y. The variables are the letters, right? And
Okay.
that would be equal to what? Make a guess.
12 and 6.
Yeah. And you might be probably thinking, well, this how I changed up everything. No, we didn't change up a single thing, right? Aaron, if you wanted to multiply this out, right? Let's just do that quickly and see what's gonna happen. So Aaron, so remember
yeah,
it is the row by the column, yeah?
row by column.
So what's
Yeah,
the first element there?
2, 2 is
And the first one here is x. So that'll be 2 by x, right? 2 by x, which is 2x,
yeah,
right? And then I'll add on that to
3y,
right. How about the other one?
4x,
Right?
minus 3y.
right? And wouldn't that be equal to 1296?
Yeah.
So can you see that we didn't change anything? We just write it in a different form.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, good. It's important. I can see that. All right. So you would call this matrix A, you would call this matrix X, and you would call this matrix B. So we have AX is equal to B. What do I want to find for over here?
X,
X. Um, I want to find for X, right? Right. I want to find for X. Great. Now, what X is currently being multiplied by?
A, sir.
In the world of matrices, right? What is the opposite of A? So we would have looked at how we would find the inverse, yeah? Remember, guys?
Or
Inverse,
A inverse.
right. So if I wanted to get rid of A, I would need to multiply both sides by the A inverse. So Aaron, if I do that, right? I'm
Yeah.
going to up with A inverse by A X is equal to, now the order matters here. Let me explain something. Let me just take it outside just to explain matrix to see if two matrices are compatible, right? So the compatibility test. Compatibility test. Two matrices are compatible if the number of rows, if the number of columns in the first is equal to the number of rows in the second. So let me show you what I mean, right? Say you had a matrix 1795. Guys, what kind of matrix is that?
2 by
2
2.
by 2.
By 2.
All right, let's just say I had a matrix 5, 1. What kind of matrix is this?
1 by 2.
Right, because we are seeing one row, right? And two columns. Do you think that product will be compatible?
No.
No, and the easiest way to check, right? You look at the two numbers in the middle. Are the numbers in the middle the same?
No.
No.
No, they are not the same, so it's not compatible. Right? Okay. What if I were to switch the order of this now? What if instead of 1795 by 51, I said 51 by 1795. Would it be compatible now?
No.
I think it would. What's the order of this matrix?
Yeah.
Of 1 by
1 by
2.
2, sir.
This is our 1 by 2 because it have one row and two columns. And what kind of matrix is this?
2 by 2, sir.
So guys, is it compatible?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, it is compatible. So in other words, what you are saying, right? If the number of columns in the first, okay, so the number of columns here, how much columns you have here?
2.
You have 2. And how much rows we have here?
1.
You see, it's not the same. You can't multiply that. All right. How much columns you seeing over here?
2.
Right? 2 columns, yeah? How much rows you seeing
Yeah.
over here?
2.
Right, so it's the same, compatible. Yeah, please take a picture of this. Compatibility test. All right. Yeah. When you have a screenshot, tell me, right?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
So let me explain something, right, guys? Um, this matrix here is a what kind of matrix? Matrix is a what?
2 by 2.
2 by 2.
If I find the inverse, we think the inverse is the same thing like A, right? Just the opposite. So what order I think that would be?
Negative.
Wait,
-3.
watch. So matrix B, earlier today, when we looked at this example, right? Um, matrix B was 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a 2 by 2 matrix, yeah? When I found the inverse, that
Yes,
was a
sir.
what? That was a what as well?
2 by 2.
Exactly. So the inverse is a 2 by 2 as well. Let's see where I'm going with this. What's the order of this matrix?
2 by 1.
Right, because you're seeing two rows and one column. Right, so 2 by 1. What's the order of this matrix?
2 by 1.
Okay, 2 by 1. So our question here, right? We want to multiply B by A inverse or so on and so forth. We need to see if it's compatible. I just said that matrix B was a what kind of matrix?
2 by 1, sir.
And A inverse is a what kind of matrix?
2
A
by
2
2.
by 2, sir.
Yeah, that would be a 2 by 2. So if I multiply B by A inverse, well, I think that will work out.
No.
No, because are the inner numbers the same?
No.
Yes, sir.
No, they are not the same. And by the way, like especially today, I need it to be interactive. If you do be interactive, you're gonna get lost. I need it to like consciously be like interacting and actively being involved, right? We want to be as time efficient as we can. So 1 by 2. They're not compatible. Not compatible, right? This is not compatible. What if I were to switch the order now? Would it be compatible?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. Watch. Does it look compatible now, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So here, watch, right? You might, in the exam, you are going to be tempted to write B by A inverse. No, no, that is very wrong. Don't do that, right? You're going on
You have
Santa.
to write A inverse B, sir.
Yeah, otherwise you're going on Santa Claus naughty list, right? It is A inverse B, right? A inverse B. Now let me ask you a question. I said that if you multiply A inverse by A, you get the what kind of matrix? What's the name of that matrix?
Identity.
Yeah, if you forget what, check this, all right? I said you get the identity matrix when you multiply A by A inverse. Now, I need to stress on something. You probably realize that matrix multiplication is not commutative. And what do I mean by that? Aaron, and if I switch the order, it dramatically changes things.
Yes, sir. It would.
So the order matters, right? The order matters. The only time the order does not matter, the one time is when you're multiplying. You could say A inverse by A, that would still give you I. A by A inverse would still give you I. And the reason for that is because both of them are 2 by 2 matrices. So would the order really matter?
No.
No, it wouldn't, because
Sir.
I just don't switch it. Or you could tell I switch it. No, you could tell I switch it. Like if this is 1 and this is 2, I just don't switch it. Or you could tell I switch it.
No, sir.
No.
No.
No. So the order doesn't matter in this instance, right? Just know that the inverse by the original gives you the identity. And anything by the identity
Same.
is the same, right? Is the same. So When I multiply A inverse by A, that's going to turn to the identity matrix I by X, and that'll be equal to A inverse by B. Okay, and anything by I is?
I know it's anything.
Is anything, right? So you get back X. And I will show you guys that over here, right? Watch. The identity matrix is 1, 0, 0, 1. I multiply that matrix and I got back the same matrix. So anything you multiply by the identity matrix, you're going to get back that same thing you multiplied. So that is why I'm saying over here that I by X is just X. So if I want to find X, it'll be A inverse by B. Now look at this, guys. Do I have A inverse? Do I have A inverse? Or do I need to find it?
You have it.
No, I have to find it. I have A though.
I need to find it. Sir.
I have A, but I need to find A inverse. Right? So matrix A is, this is matrix A, right? Do you remember how to find the inverse of a matrix?
You had to flip so it will be -3.
Wait, let me write on the formula first. So the formula for the inverse is 1 all over the determinant, right? Multiplied by the adjoint. So that's the formula for the inverse. So now you go ahead and find the determinant and the adjoint. So how would I find the determinant for that matrix?
Switch A and D.
Nah, you're talking about the adjoint. To find the determinant, you're going to multiply the first diagonal plus the second diagonal.
How are you? I'm on.
Right. So tell me, right? We're going to multiply the first diagonal. So what's the first diagonal there?
Negative 2 by -3, sir.
Right. And then you're going to minus that by the product of the second diagonal. So the second diagonal is 4.
Which is 3 by 4, sir.
So if you say 3 by 4 and 4 by 3, understand it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, nice. So 2 by -3 is -6, right? 4 by 3 is
6,
so that'll be what?
12,
What is -6 minus 12?
-6.
-18, sir.
-18. Nice. So now we need to find the adjoint. Okay, the adjoint part is where you're swapping things, right? By the way, did you know your Casio calculator or your Sunway can do matrix multiplication? It can do inverse. It can do all of this. It's crazy. Do everything. So how would I find adjoint of A?
It'll be 3.
Now, -3.
Yeah, sorry, -3, sir.
So let me just run through the steps, right? You're gonna swap these two. You're gonna swap these two, right? Swap them. You're gonna swap them.
Yeah,
So put any -3 over here, and I put any 2 over here. Right? So guys, can we see that I just swapped them? I swapped them.
yeah, sir.
And then for the other diagonal, I'm just gonna change the
It'll
sign.
be -3 and -4, sir.
Yeah. Is there anybody that didn't understand how I found the adjoint?
No, sir, I get it.
All right. So now to find the inverse, we're just gonna multiply that now. So it's gonna be A inverse is equal to 1 all over -18 because that's the determinant. And I'm gonna multiply that by the adjoint. My adjoint is -3 and -3 and -4, 2. So when I multiply that out, that is going to give me, so okay, watch, right? Look how we're doing this. So all the numbers here, you're just gonna multiply by 1. right? So my 1 over minus 18 by minus 3 is just minus 3 all over minus 18.
Minus 18.
This would just be the same thing, right? So 1 by minus 3 is minus 3 all over minus 18. Over here, minus 4 by 1 is minus 4. So minus 4 all over minus 18. Over here now, 2 by 1 is 2. So 2 over minus 18. So now we need to see if we can simplify this. So minus 3 over 18 simplifies to what? You can put it into your calculator.
1 over 6.
Right, 1 over 6. So 1 over 6 there, 1 over 6 here, minus 4 over minus 18 could simplify to what?
2 over 9.
2 over 9.
Right?
Negative 2 over 9.
No, not negative 2 over 9. You have a negative divided by a negative. A negative divided by a negative is a
Positive.
right. So that'll be 2 over 9. 2 over 9. And then we have 2 over minus 18. So,
Negative 1 over 9. So
right. Because a positive divided by a negative is in fact a negative, and 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 80 is 9. So is there anybody that did not understand how I found the inverse here?
just again.
Say that again?
No, sir, I get it.
Yeah, okay. So you see, now that we have the inverse, I could actually put it back in over here. Right? So let's actually utilize this. What did we say matrix X was? What was matrix X, guys?
X and Y.
X and Y, right? So I'll say X and Y, and that's supposed to be equal to what?
The A inverse times B, sir.
Yeah, A inverse by B. What's A inverse?
1/6, 1/6, 2 over 9, and negative 1 over 9.
Right? And what did I say matrix B was?
12, 6, sir.
12, 6. Awesome. So we're gonna multiply this thing out now, right? You gotta remember how to do matrix multiplication.
Yeah, sir. Row by columns.
Exactly. So what is the first element over here in that row? What's the first element?
1/6, sir.
And what is the first element here?
12, sir.
Right. So you know how it go, right? So it'll be open
Yeah.
bracket 1 over 6 multiplied by 12, right? Then plus what?
Plus 1 plus 1/6 by 6, sir.
Right. So guys, let me just put back on the trinomials real quick. So yeah, that is the first row, right? This is the first element. This is the second element. Right? Over here now. This is the first element, and this is the second element. So you multiply them according to correspondence. So 1 over 6 by 12, right? Because it's the first. 1 over 6 by 6, because it's second. All right. Can somebody tell me what to write in the next line?
2 over 9 by 12.
Yes. 2 over 9 multiplied by 12, right? Plus?
Negative 1
Negative
over
1 over
9.
9 by 6.
Right. Cool. So what's 1/6 by 12? What is 1/6 by 12?
2, sir.
Right, this is 2. What is 1/6 by 6?
1.
1, right? What is 2 over 9 by 12? In its simplest form.
Three,
3.
sir. 2, sir, 2.
Wait, 2 by 12 is 24. 24 over 9.
Oh, sir, I found the like lowest common, the highest common. I said 3 into 9, 3 and 3 into 12, 4. Oh, not mine, sir, you're right, you're right. I get confused.
So this is going to be 8 over 3, right? And then this one, that would be minus 6 over 9. 3 could go into 6 2 times, and 3 could go into 9 3 times. So this would be minus 2 over 3. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. So on top, we have 2 plus 1. What's 2 plus 1?
3,
Right? And in the bottom, we have 8 over 3 minus 2 over 3. What is 8 over 3 minus 2 over 3, guys?
6 over 3, sir.
And what is 6 over 3?
2, sir.
Yeah. So these are my answers. So x would be equal to
3 and 2, sir. 3. X is 3 and Y is 2, sir.
nice. I feel like this part might have confused some people, but you could just plug it into a calculator. You can plug all that into a calculator, right? But watch. 8 over 3 minus 2 over 3. Watch, 8 over 3 minus 2 over 3 is the same thing as 8 minus 2 over 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 into 6 is 2. That's why I said 2. So, yeah, guys. Copy. I should take a screenshot. Right, so the only thing we have to look at now is combined transformations, and we don't want matrices. Do a bunch of past paper questions, and that's it. After
I
matrix,
got a screenshot, sir.
oh, what the rest of you guys take a screenshot of this, right? Make sure you have that. Make sure you have a screenshot.
Yes, sir.
After matrices, statistics is easy maths. I'll show you how. Great. So, right. So transformations now. So the magical equation I want to keep in mind, right? Keep this in mind, right? So combined, what's in? So keep this in mind, right? So the transformation matrix, right? Multiplied by the object, right? Is equal to the image. Please keep this in mind, right? So the object is similar to functions, right? So the object is mapped onto the image via transformation matrix. It's a T. So I have a question, guys. If T maps O onto I, what do you think T inverse would map? Take a guess, guys. So if the transformation matrix
IO.
I onto O, yeah, it just does the opposite, yeah? Some of that
So
make so the object is mapped onto the image by T, right? So if you want to go from O to I, you use T. If you want to go from I to O, you use T inverse. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So like T inverse just does the opposite, right? It just does the opposite. Let's check something. Right. So I sent you all the matrices document. It has every single thing there that is unrushed. Right. Right now we're moving speed, but like I took my time and we did everything in that document I sent you on the chat. Okay, so guys, transformation matrix by the object is the image. So I have a question then. The inverse transformation matrix by the what would give you the what? Let me hear some guesses.
By the image will give you the objects.
Right, because the inverse transformation matrix, it does the opposite, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let me know if we understand this. These are the main things you need to keep in mind.
Yes, I get it.
And make sure you have this copy down. Take like a little screenshot or something, make sure you have it. Make sure you have this. Do you all have a screenshot?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, now we're going to move on to combined transformations, and that'll be it for matrices. Past paper time. Right. So combined. So you'll typically see phrases like A followed by B. You might see C followed by D. So a combined transformation is when you're doing something to an object and you do something against it. So I have a question, right? If you read the statement, what do you think was done to the object first, A or B? What do you think was the first transformation here, A or B?
B.
A.
A, right? So A is the first transformation and B is the
Second.
Second transformation.
right. So if you want to figure out the combined matrix, the combined transformation, say T would be equal to the second by the first, always, right? Again, look at this example. What is the first there?
C.
And what is the second?
T.
Right. So the combined transformation T would be given by what by what? The order matters there to be very specific.
T equals DC.
Exactly. T is equal to DC. Right? So it's always second by first. So second transformation right by first transformation. Yeah. So make sure you have this copy down. Or take a screenshot. Yeah, guys. So you have a screenshot?
Yes, I copied.
Yes, sir.
All right. Try to take a screenshot because we're on demon time today. All right. If you took a screenshot, please put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. All right.
Yes.
Okay, good. Possible question time. So, in this question, somebody give us a reason.
Determinant of the matrix 6, 2v, -5, -v is 24. Calculate the value of v.
First things first, right, Aaron? They're telling us the what is equal to 24. The what?
The determinant.
Do you remember how to find the determinant, guys?
Yes, sir.
I'll have to multiply this.
You have to multiply the two diagonals and then minus the product from each, sir.
Exactly. So I would say 6 by
6 by -v.
right? Minus.
Minus 2v by -5.
And guys. So we just found the determinant here. Can everybody agree that we just found the determinant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and guys, they said that the determinant was equal to what? What did they say was equal to?
24.
So what do you think I'm going to put this equal to?
24.
24.
Right, because that's what it's saying is equal to, right? We found the determinant and they tell us it's 24. Make an equation so you can solve for the unknown. Right? What is 6 by minus v?
Minus 6v.
Right? Minus 6v. Okay, what is let's work out the brackets first. What's minus 5 by 2v?
Minus 10, sir. V, minus 10v, sir.
Okay, we have a negative and a negative. Where's a negative and a negative?
A
Positive.
positive.
What is minus 6 plus 10?
4, sir.
All right, so that'll be 4v. 4v is equal to 24. What would I do on both sides if I want to find v?
Divide by 4, sir.
Right. So v is equal to?
6, sir.
Right. And if you have trust issues, you can put it back in and find the determinant, and it's supposed to get 24. Watch. So we know that v is 6, right? V is 6. So this will be 12, and this will be minus 6. 6 by minus 6 is minus 36, right? 12 by minus 5
Yeah.
is 60, right? Minus 36 plus 60, right? 24. Bam. It's correct. Makes sense. Right. Is there anybody that did not understand this at all? Like at all? Tell me.
That's I get it.
What about the rest of you guys? I need to know about the rest of you all.
Nah, sir. Easy.
Gills, are they understand this?
So we have it.
Have it? Gills, what about you rest? Oh, Gills, I'm not hearing all you. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Yes, sir.
All right. Taking the word for it, you know. Now was the time to tell me if you're confused. All right.
So the only part I was confused with, sir, was when it was we divide by 4, sir. But then after I was like, okay, we're trying to find what the determinant, so we just divide everything by 4, and that's how we get the answer. I was just taken aback by that because I thought we'd have done by minus 6v plus 10v is equal to 24. I thought we'd have stopped there, but then
Wait,
after the
Lowy.
extra pieces.
Wait, Lowy, you said some things that are concerned me a little bit. So we need to understand that, right? We need to understand what's going on. What value do they want us to find for? They want us to find what? Any question they want me to find what?
24, sir.
Nah, watch.
For V.
Right. So we
Okay, and also
actually need to find what V is. So to find for V, you need to come up with an equation. So what did we do? We found the determinant. This is the determinant. And they told us it was 24, so equal to 24. Right? 6 by minus
okay.
is minus 6V. Minus 5 by 2 is minus 10V. Right? So minus 6V minus 10V is minus 6V plus 10V. That confused you?
No, sir.
All right, so we have minus 6V now plus 10V. If this is confusing you, put it into a calculator. What's minus 6 plus 10?
4, sir.
So it has to be 4V, right?
Yes, sir.
We want to find for V, not for V. So if V is being multiplied by 4, what I have to do on both sides to get rid of the 4?
Divide.
Right. If I divide both sides by 4, wouldn't the 4 and the 4 cancel off?
Yes, sir.
I'll,
Okay, sir. I get it. I get it.
I'll leave more with V, right? So V is equal to 6. Yeah. Right? All right. The
Yes,
matrices
sir.
L,
Thomas.
no problem. So again, if you're confused, tell me one time. I don't wait. The matrices L and M are defined as follows. L is 9532, M is 2 minus 4. Evaluate each of the following. So they want us to find the matrix product LM. Let's see if it's compatible first of all. And I need to show you another trick, right? So matrix L is a what kind of matrix?
2 by 2.
And matrix M is a what kind of matrix?
2 by 1.
2 by 1. So L is a 2 by 2. M is a 2 by 1. Are the inner numbers the same?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now let me explain something. Let me go a bit further, right? If you want to figure out the order of your answer, look at the two outer numbers. So if I multiply these two correctly, my answer is supposed to be a 2 by 1. So the answer is supposed to be a 2 by 1. Just put it out there. Sometimes they will ask you to say, like, it'll be like, without calculating, tell me the order of the final matrix. That's what they could ask. I should have asking it somewhere over here. Somewhere. Somewhere. It'll be somewhere, right? Let's just keep going, right? Yeah, so L by M. Matrix L is 9, 5, 3, 2. That's matrix L. And matrix M is 2 minus 4. Do I have any volunteers to help with this multiplication? Do I have any volunteers?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let me go, right? Let me go. Right. So remember, row by column, right? So you tell me what to do. I take it off your train and
Yeah.
you
It'll be 9 by 2, sir. First. Plus 5 by negative 4, sir.
right. Continue.
Then it'll be 3. It'll be 3 by 2 plus 2 by negative 4.
Is there anybody that like holding their head and like balling right now? Anybody like this? Like if you're like this, tell me, right? So I could like hopefully make it less worse. Less worse. Tell me.
So we good.
All right. Danelle.
Also, same concept.
That's a good here, sir.
Okay, word. Word. So all we had to do now was just simplify, right? What is 9 by 2?
18.
What is 5 by minus 4?
Negative 20.
What is 3 by 2?
6.
What is 2 by minus 4?
Negative 8.
Okay, word. So forget about the plus sign in the middle, right? You could just look at this directly and you get your answer. Why? Because a positive and negative is a negative, right? A positive and a positive is a positive. So you can figure out what is positive and just look at the numbers over here. What is 18 minus 20?
Negative
Negative
2.
2, sir.
Right? What is 6 plus minus 8? Again, figure out what the plus. 6 minus 8 is
Negative 2, sir.
exactly. We understand that?
Yes, sir.
Let's look in. Make sure you understand this. Faith. And I'm hearing from you much as yesterday. Faith, let me know if you understand what's happening.
Yeah, I understand.
Right. So, Faith, let's do a question together to make sure you understand. Right? So, in part two, they want us to find the inverse. You remember how to find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix? So, Faith is 1 over the what? 1 over the
the
Right.
what's
So
the answer we got for the last question again?
-2 -2.
1/-2?
No, -2 -2.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Um, 1/-2
Wait, where did you get the -2 from?
from the last answer.
All right. Yeah, you had to show them the working, eh? You had to show them the working where you find them the determinant and the adjoint. So, I get what you're saying, right? The determinant is just 9/2 is 18, right? Then now if you do that, it's not gonna be -2. So here what, right? Faith, let's take your time. Let's take your time and do the question together. Right? You need to write the full formula. You need to show them what the adjoint is, and you need to show them what the determinant is. You need to show them all of that. So L is 9532. And if you want to find the inverse, right, you need to put on the formula first. So the formula is 1 over the determinant multiplied by the adjoint of L. So Faith, how would I find the determinant of L? You remember how to find the determinant of L? Or any matrix?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Um, one over
Nah, that's not the determinant. If you want to find the determinant, you're gonna multiply the diagonals and minus them. So
9/2
right,
3/5
right. 9/2 is
18
3 by
and
5.
3/5 is 15.
18 minus 15 is
3.
right. So we just found the determinant. Yes. Now we need to find the adjoint. You remember how to find the adjoint of a 2x2 matrix?
1/3.
No. When you find any adjoint, you're going to swap the first diagonal, and for the other diagonal, you're going to change the signs. Right? So I'm going to swap these two, right, Pete? I'm going to swap them.
So
So you see, I swapped them there. I mean, if you understand that.
yeah,
And for the other diagonal, I'm going to change the signs. So that 5 is going to turn to -5. And that 3 is going to turn to
-3.
right. Okay, so you understand how I found the determinant and the adjoint.
So I have a question. Does it matter which one you swap? Like
Yes.
which two you swap?
Yeah, it does. It must follow the strict order. If it doesn't follow the strict order,
Okay,
you get it wrong. So you swap in the first diagonal. You have to swap the first diagonal, and for the other diagonal, you change the
okay.
sign.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Right, so Faith, let's continue, right? So now 1 over the determinant. Faith, what did we find the determinant to be? What did we find the determinant to be?
3.
Right, so I'm going to write 1 all over 3 because it's 1 over the determinant, right, by the adjoint. My adjoint is what?
2, -5, -3 and 9.
Right. So you need to take everything on the inside and multiply it by a third. So watch. I'm gonna multiply 1 by 2. What's 1 by 2?
2.
So that's gonna be 2 over 3, right? Then 1 by negative 5, negative 5 over 3, right? Then what's 1 over 3 by minus 3?
Negative 3 over 3.
Right. What is 9 by a third? Right, so that'll be 9 over 3. 9 over 3, right? So in the
Okay.
next line, and just to make sure you understand that, you're multiplying everything by 1, right? So where's 1 by 9?
9.
Right, so 9 over 3. So now we need to simplify if possible. Now in the exam, you're not gonna be doing you're not gonna be working so slow, right? You're gonna be with a little more gusto. So what you could actually do is you could actually put this into a calculator. So a third by 2 will give you 2/3, right? A third by minus 5 will give you minus 5 over 3. A third by minus 3, your calculator will give you minus 1. A third by 9, your calculator will give you 3. So my final matrix is going to be 2 over 3, right? A negative divided by a positive is a negative. So negative 5 over 3. A negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 3 into 3 is 1, so negative 1. 3 into 9 is 3, so 3. Is there anybody that didn't understand how I got L inverse?
No, sir,
No,
I get it.
sir.
All right, so Faith, you want to show you how to do this with your calculator?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody that have a Sunway or a Quast 2 or whatever calculator you have, once it has the same functions as a Casio, you're good. Let me just check the buttons in your calculator, Faith.
Say that again.
I'm just checking the buttons in your calculator. Okay,
Okay.
so you're going to press menu setup, right? And you're going to go all the way to 4 and press matrix.
It's 6 on my calculator.
Okay, your calculator.
It's saying matter.
Right, Math A, Math B, Math C, Math D. Same thing as here. Same thing as this, right? Our answer
Yeah.
is Math E. So press 1 for Math E. So we need to
Mm-hmm.
the number of rows and the number of columns. How much rows we have in this matrix? In this matrix,
2 rows
so put 2.
and 2 columns.
Oh God, I put 2 by 3. My bad. Give me a second. Oh, right. Right, so when you have the screen popped up, you're going to press 9 to insert that element there. You're going to press 5 equal to insert that element there. You're going to press 3 equal to insert that element there, right? Then 2 to insert that element there, right? Like now, Faith, let me know if you have 9 5.
Yeah, with you.
Right, then you're going to press AC, right? Now for you, I suspect that you,
AC.
yeah, just press AC. That's just to clear the screen. Now for you, I suspect that
Okay.
you may have to press um send my picture a calculator, like a proper picture, a good one. I think you might have to
Yes,
press
Noah.
alpha 4. Try pressing alpha 4 and let me know what pops up for you. If not, try pressing shift 4.
Not
Okay, try pressing shift 4.
when I press shift 4, it brings me back to I see Mat A, Mat C, debts, data, TRN,
Okay.
dim.
Oh wait. So okay, we just defined matrix A, right? So press mat A.
Okay.
Right, then they're gonna press x to the power minus 1. So press x to the power minus 1 and then press equal. Okay.
1 second. And again, the X again. When I
And
press,
just press x to the power minus 1. So I'm pressing it a bunch of times right now. All right, so when you see mat A pop up on the screen, just press x to the power minus 1.
I got it.
Did you get this as the answer?
Nope, I get 1.8.
That's weird. Because watch, I'm gonna do it here, right? I'm gonna do it here. Two. Right, so I already have a defined option, right? Matrix calculation option. Um, so I'm gonna press 3, then minus 1. Bam, watch. So you see 0.666, which is 2 over 3, right? Which is what we got over here. Then minus 1.666, which is minus 5 over 3, which is what we got over here. Then minus 1 here, and 3 over there.
I sent you the picture of the calculator.
All right, so make sure that you define the matrix. So when you press mode, right, and you press matrix, did you define the matrix?
Mhm.
Did you put in a 2 by 2 and
No, it didn't ask. Yeah, put in 2 by 2.
did you put in 9532?
Yes.
And you put it under what matrix? A matrix, B matrix, C. Which one is put on there? That was mat A, mat B. Which one? All right. So you're supposed to press shift 4, right? And then press the option for mat A. So shift 4 and the option for mat E.
Yes.
Then you're just supposed to press x to the power minus 1 and then press equal.
Okay, now again, 0.66
Right?
and negative point.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
But
What?
again, negative. That's correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Why? Probably wondering why. I seen decimals. Okay, when you hover over the
Yeah.
answer, um, to the side of the screen, are you seeing something like 2R3 or something?
No.
No, all right. But
It giving me the whole.
all right, but watch this, right? But 2 over 3, right, is 0.66. And again, 0.666,
Yeah.
right? Minus 5 over 3. That is minus 1.66 again, and
Yeah.
yeah, and then they see the minus 1 and the minus 3. And this,
Yeah, to the bottom.
yeah. So that's why you do inverse Casio. All right. So we know how to find inverse. Let's move on. Right. We have a vector question here. We did vectors yesterday, so we can move on. All right. All right. I'm gonna cry with this one. And this was real unreasonable. It was 3 marks. This is a very unreasonable question. So who wants to do this question with me?
I want to do it.
Okay, Sean, it's up.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Wait, yeah. Okay. Right. Let's continue, right? So find the matrix AB plus C. So Faith, you said you want to do it, ma?
Yeah.
All right. So first things first, right? Let me just okay. What is the order of matrix A?
Matrix A is 2 by 2 matrix.
A matrix B is a what kind of matrix? How much rows is
3 by 2.
now? Rows by column. How much rows is in?
Or 1 row.
I see in 2 rows.
2 rows.
Any 2 rows are talking about?
Yeah.
And how much columns?
3 columns.
Right. So this is a 2 by 3. Right? That's a 2 by 3. Cool. So could I multiply a 2 by 2 by a 2 by 3? Are the inner numbers the same?
Yes.
Yeah, they are the same, right? Awesome. So let's jump straight into it. So the first thing we have to do is multiply A by B. That's the first thing we need to do. So that's going to be 3, 2, 5, 4. Right? 4, 0, 2, 3, minus 1, 7. So right now we multiply A by B. So it's the same steps, right? I promise you, it's the same steps. So so if you look at this, right? And you can see that the first row is 3, 2,
Yes.
and the first column here is 4, 3. So the first element is 3, second one is 2, first one here is 4, second one is 3. So we're going to multiply based on correspondence. So I'll start you off. 3 by 4 plus what?
Plus 2 by 3.
Right. Okay, so we just multiplied 3 and 2 by 4 and 3. So work it out over here now. So we just
Then we would say 5 by 0.
nah. So you see, we multiplied these elements here by this column. So now we need to move on to the other row. Other row needs to multiply by the column as well.
Okay.
Right? So
So 5 by 4
right?
and 4 by 3.
Yes. So can we both agree that we just multiplied all these elements by this column? Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to move on to the other column now. Other column. So if I do the other column now, tell me what to write.
So 3 by 0
3 by 0, plus,
and 2 by -1.
right? So you finish multiply the 3 and the 2 by the 0 and the minus 1. You're going to move on to the other row now. So you tell me what to write.
5/2
5/2.
and 4/7.
Okay, nah. I lost it there. Remember, you need to multiply all the rows by the column first and then move on. So you multiply 3 and 2 by the 0 and the -1, right? Now you need to move on to this other row by this column. It's still on this column, but you told me 2 and 7. You can't just move on to 2 and 7. You need to multiply all the elements by the given column first.
All right.
So you multiply 3 and 2, right? That was the first column. That was the first row. Now you need to move on to the second row and then multiply that by the 0. 5 by
0
right? Plus
and 4 times -1.
right. And what about the other one? So you finish with 0 -1. No trinomials. I'm not giving you any trinomials. Tell me what to do for the last one.
3/2
Right?
and 2/7.
2/7. Uh-huh. What about the next one? In Tamil?
And 4/7.
So 5/2 plus 4/7. Right. It's quite a lot of work in here. 3 marks. But it's easy, right? It's just looking hard. Very simple. Right. So I'll go on speed on this, right? 3/4 is 12. 2/3 is 6. 3/0 is 0 is -2. 6, 14, 20, 12, 0, -4, 10, 28. So my answers are going to be 12 plus 6, which is 18. 0 -2 is just -2. 6 plus 14 is 20. 20 plus 12 is 32. 0 -4 is -4. 10 plus 28 is 38. Yeah. Right? Right. Yeah. So guys, let me know if I'll be all right with this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's looking hard, right? But can we see it's just the same thing over and over and over and over?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
we are finished, you know? We are finished.
Yeah, we have to add C, sir.
Yeah, we have to add C to that. So we have AB over here, right? This is AB. And let me show you something, right? If you look at this, the compatibility test, and you look at the two outer numbers, the two outer numbers is 2 and 3. So that would have meant that the final order for my answer is a 2/3, right? Is that true? Did we end up with a 2/3?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because we have 2 rows and we have 3 columns. Awesome. Right. Right. And we add in C to that. So we add in C. Now C is 4 - 1, 4 - 1, 2, 7, 3 -5. Right, so guys, anytime you have the same order matrix, you are just going to add the corresponding elements. So over here, we have a 2/3, yeah? And over here, we have a 2/3.
yes,
Guys, can we see that?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we're just going to add the corresponding elements. So 18 and 4, 18 and 4, -2 and -1, 20 and that's all. That's all. Anytime you have the same order matrix, you can do that. So what's 18 plus 4?
22, sir.
22, right? What's this minus?
Yeah.
Let's do minus 2 minus 1. I'm going to just underline.
-3.
-3. 22, sir.
I just underline everything so you can see it better. So that everybody can see exactly what I'm talking about.
39.
All right, so let me just speed run this thing. Because you all could do this in your calculator, right? This is not hard. Conceptually, it's not hard. So 18 plus 4 is 22, minus 2 minus 1 minus 3. 20 plus 2 is 22, right? 32 plus 7, 30. Minus 4 minus 3, that'll be minus 1. 38 minus 5 is 33. Just verify that.
Yeah, sir. I got it.
Right. So are we okay with this question?
Yes, sir.
Let me know, guys. Feet. If you're okay with matrix multiplication now,
A little. I just need to practice some more.
I think so, yeah. So row by column, right? Row by column. You're going to multiply all the rows by the column, and then you're going to move on, right? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Faith.
Will you be sending this later?
Yes. Yes, Faith. I will be sending this. I sent all the previous ones in the chat, you know. All the previous notes in the chat, as well as the recordings. I will send this too. I send a playlist to all the recordings too.
Yeah.
And by the way, those things private, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, is that private? Unless you have access to that link, you're not gonna see the videos on my YouTube. Right? It would be unfair if, like, they're paying for this and I post it publicly. It would be unfair, right? It's just if you have that link, only you have access to it. Yeah. Right? Let's move on. So the next question that we'll
Hi.
Priscilla, since you're saying hi, I'll do a question together.
Sure.
So you want to find the A inverse, right? If you want to find A inverse, it's 1 over the what? 1 over the. Remember how to find the inverse?
Oh my gosh, my mind. In matrices,
Yeah.
can't remember.
All right. It's a good thing I call it. It's a good thing I call it, right?
Mhm.
So the inverse is 1 over the determinant of the matrix multiplied by the adjoint of the matrix. Please remember this, guys. Please commit this to memory. Inverse is 1 over the determinant by the adjoint. And to find the inverse, you need the determinant and you need the adjoint. So let me just write down what A is. Matrix A is 3, 2, 5, 4. 3, 2, 5, 4. Right? 3, 2, 5, 4. Now, Faith, I hope you're paying attention, eh? Matter of fact, Faith, or anybody, if all is no, if all you know, they have trouble and trouble with this, right? If all you know, they have trouble with this. No, like either, okay, you have two things. Pay attention to what's going on the screen, or try to do the question while I'm doing it. You have two things you can do. Don't just dilly-dally. Don't waste time. So process. A is equal to 3, 2, 5, 4, right? To find the inverse, I need the determinant.
Yes, sir.
So let's find the determinant first. Do you remember how to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix? Thelma, do you remember how to find the determinant?
No, sir.
Okay.
The
So
only thing popping up in my mind is like fractions.
to find the determinant, you're going to multiply the first diagonal and then minus it from the product of the second one. So I want to multiply the first diagonal for me.
3 4s, that's 12, and 2 5s are 10.
Right. So if you want to find the determinant, it's the product of first diagonal All right, by 2:30, I want to be done with matrices. So product of first diagonal, right? Minus product of second diagonal, right? Right. So please try not to forget this. And this is how you will find the determinant. This is the determinant. Right, so process 3 by 4 is 12. Right? 2 by 5 is 10. 12 minus
That's 2.
right, 2. Okay. All right, so adjoint of E now. Adjoint of E. So yes, do you remember how to find the adjoint?
No, I'm being honest.
Okay, good.
No, sir.
Honesty is good. So what we're going to do is, right, we are going to swap the first diagonal and then change the signs for the other diagonal. Right? So I'm going to swap the 3 and the 4. So I'm going to write 4 here and 3 here. Right? Then I'm going to change the signs for the other diagonal. So this 2 going to turn to what? What is that 2 going to turn to?
2
Right? And that 5 going to turn to what?
and negative 5,
Right.
negative 5.
Right? And if I want to find the inverse, it's 1 over the determinant multiplied by the adjoint. So, what is my determinant?
4.
No, we just find it.
2, sir.
2. Yeah, 2. This is the determinant. That is the determinant. What was the adjoint?
The adjoint is 4, negative 5, negative 2, and 3.
All right, so what you have to do right now, process, you have to take everything inside and you need to multiply it by a half. Every single thing and multiply by a half. So what's a half by 4? It was in the calculator, so a half by 4.
Two, sir.
A half by 4 is 2. What is a half by minus 2? If you want to move a little faster, just draw that half as 0.5. So you can just multiply everything by 0.5.
Negative 1.
Right? What's a half by minus 5? Right? That should be negative 5 over 2.
That'll be negative 5 over 2.
Right? Because 1 by negative 5 is negative 5. So negative 5 over 2. And then the last one.
And the next will be 4.
Yes. That's it. Right. So
Yes, sir.
faith and process. Guys, please commit this to memory. Right? Please take a screenshot or something. And remember this. Remember this. It'll most likely.
So I wrote it down.
Okay, good.
I make sure I have it in my notes.
Good. And Faith, are you copying this down? Let me know.
I took a screenshot.
Hey, do you understand what I did completely? Or no? Some of you.
I did, but I keep mixing up the concepts in my mind. Like when you ask me to find the inverse, like I just kind of get frozen. So I just need practice. It's okay, I understand everything you teach it.
All right, well, here, right? You need to remember that. So let me do a little intensive activity here to make sure you know how to find the inverse. So let me just say I had a matrix K, right? K inverse would be equal to what? One over the
inverse.
the
I forget what you call the thing, but
determinant. Determinant.
the determinant.
Right? 1 over the determinant of K, right? Multiplied by the
Adjoint.
your idea, adjoint of K. And you remember how to find the determinants,
Yes.
right? You multiply the first diagonal minus your product of the second diagonal. And for the adjoint, you swap in the first diagonal, and for the other diagonal, you're changing the signs. That's all.
Second.
All right, let's just say our matrix G. Inverse would be equal to 1.
1 over the I know it's supposed to be J, but I can't remember what you call the word.
Determinant. Say it with
The
me.
determinant.
Determinant, right? Determinant.
Determinant.
Determinant. Right? So 1 over the determinant. You say it. I don't know why I say it. 1 over the
The determinant of J.
right. Multiply by the
Adjoint of J.
great. Great. Store that to memory. Commit that to memory. Have that locked in. Right.
Why
Right.
do you reset?
Oh, sorry. See, that's so sad. I'm sorry. Here it is.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. All right, guys. We know this answer, right? It's a 1 mark question. We know this answer. Write down the 2 by 2 matrix that represents the matrix product A by A inverse. What is A by A inverse?
Identity matrix.
The identity matrix.
And the identity matrix is given by
1 0 0 1.
yeah, guys.
1.
So, guys, if it's the matrix by the inverse, it's going to give you the identity matrix, which is just 1 0 0 1, right? Cool.
Which is thing.
Say that again.
And which would give us the same answer.
Like,
Also.
if you multiply anything by this, you get back the same answer. Like if I multiply this by a matrix, say 0 1 5 9, I'll get back 0 1 5 9.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes, yeah, 100% correct.
But do we have to prove it, or I could just write the answer if I get a question like that?
If it's a 1 mark, just write the answer.
Okay.
And like, okay, like you see this one though, where they say show that A inverse by A is I, you'll have to multiply it out and get 1 0 0 1. So let me speed through this question, right? I want to do this question. Then I want to do a combined transformation question. Those come ever so like rarely, right? Do one of that, and that'll be it for matrices. After matrices, I give you all a 15 minutes break, right? Then we're gonna come back statistics. Do statistics in 2.5 hours, right? Come back and do consumer arithmetic and computation, right?
Yes, sir.
Today is the grind day. We're gonna rail grind today, so which mentally prepare yourself for it. Right. So determine A inverse.
We vibes in already, sir.
Vibes and I'll say like more Matson. Oh, right. A inverse, right? So fates, those stick, right? Tell me, what's the formula for A inverse?
One
Over.
over a determinant, the determinant of A
Yes.
is it multiplied by the adjoints.
Yes, man. Big up yourself. Right. So now you need to find the determinant. The determinant of A would be what?
um A, B, C, and D. A times C and B times.
Okay, now
I feel I'm saying the letters wrong in the wrong order.
here how I want you to remember. This is the easiest way to remember. Product of first diagonal, right? Minus product of second diagonal. That's the easiest way to remember it.
All right.
So what's the first diagonal? Look at this. What's the first diagonal?
-1
Uh-huh.
and 2.
It's just -1 by 2. Uh-huh. Minus.
0 by 3.
By the way, guys, if it says 0 by 3 or 3 by 0, it's fine either way, right? That's fine. That's fine. That's more than fine. Okay, cool. Cool. So, Tama,
-1 by 2 is -2,
right?
and 0 by 3 is 0.
Yeah, so that's just -2, right? All right, help me find the adjoint now. What would the adjoint of AB?
For the adjoint, we will say -1 by 2 by -0 by -3.
Nah. For the adjoint, right? What you're gonna do, right? You're going to swap. You're gonna swap first diagonal. You're gonna swap the elements of the diagonal,
I forget to.
and you're gonna change
So
signs of elements in the second diagonal.
I forget to swap. So is so 2,
All right, so I'm gonna write 2 first, yeah? 2 over here.
and then you write in +1.
Nah, I just swapping, that's all. I just swapping. So like the -1 was, I'm gonna put it over here. The 2 was over here, put it over here. Right? So 2,
And then
-1, uh-huh.
3, and then 0.
Now, so you're swapping the first diagonal, right? So we swap these, and then the same change the sign of the elements in the second diagonal. So you're just changing the signs here. Yeah?
So -3 and 0.
Yeah. You can't say -0, right? 0 in the middle. But that 3 could turn to -3. So let me know if you understand this.
Yes.
I just think it's practice here, and you'll get it for sure. For sure. And I have the Christmas lives I did where I did this like in extreme detail. So I will send that. Right? Yeah. So Faith. And we know what the determinant and the adjoint is now.
Yes.
So 1 over what?
So 1 over -2,
Right?
and then we multiply all the columns.
Not quite. I just gonna multiply every single thing by -1/2. Every single thing I just gonna multiply by -1/2.
Yeah.
Right?
So
You can actually,
2 by -2 is
So you can actually plug that into your calculator. So 1 over minus 2 by 2. But I don't know where you get.
I'm gonna see if I can do it.
So 1 over minus 2, right? Come out, multiply by 2. So it's just you're just gonna press the fraction button, 1, right? Arrow for minus 2, right? Come out, multiply by 2, and you're supposed to get minus 1. I'm gonna speak entry. Off it.
I can't make root. Yeah.
Again, true.
No.
Okay, so it's 1 over
It's
minus.
okay. I'll just do it. No, just
Okay,
wait this year anyway.
I wonder why you're not getting true though, because if you use the calculator method, you get the answer correct 100% of the time. If you calculate it by yourself, you might get it
When
wrong.
I get right, and I'm trying to put it in the columns, but I can't put 2 and then the 0 without like making it 20. I have like no way of putting like a comma or anything.
Oh, wait, wait, here what? First things first, make sure you come out the mode you're in, right? So press mode, we also go to 1.
Yeah, a comma.
All right. So here what we're doing, right? We are multiplying everything individually by 1 over minus 2. So you'll say 1
Oh, okay.
minus multiply by 2, and you get minus 1. That's what I mean. And then you would say, oh, you don't need a calculator.
Okay.
What is what is any number by 0? Any number by 0 is what? 0, right? Anything by 0 is 0. Right? Next up, you're gonna say 1 over minus 2 multiplied by what? What's the next thing we're multiplying that by?
-3.
Right. And you see the calculator out it. So 3 over 2. Right? And then you have 1
3
over
over 2.
you have 1 over minus 2 multiplied by minus 1, right? A half. So that's your answer one time. Understand?
Yeah.
All right, good. Is there anybody that's confused by this? Process, I saw you send me something.
Sir, my eyes. Right?
You get minus 1. Okay, you get it. Look, you get it. Big up yourself.
Yeah, I did it too. That's how to switch.
Okay. All right. Cool. So show that A inverse by A is equal to I. Now, what do we know that? Well, what do we know I is? I is what?
Identity matrix.
Right. And that's 1, 0, 0, 1, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So we just found what A inverse was, right? A inverse was minus 1, 0, 3 over 2, a half. So that's A inverse. And I'm gonna multiply that by A. Now A is minus 1, 0, 3, 2. Right? So we're gonna multiply this quickly. So we're gonna put some trinomials, right? So again, this is the first row, right? This is the first row, right? And this is the first column. So the first element here is minus 1, second one is 0, first one here is minus 1, second one is 3. So somebody run me through this real fast. Aaron,
It'll be one, sir.
right? Let me just
One, -1 by -1, sir.
plus
plus 0 by 3, sir.
Cool. Next one.
Tell me -1 by 0.
No, that'll be 3 over 2 by -1. Remember,
Oh, yeah.
you can multiply.
I mean, it was
Yeah. So you finish multiply this row by this column, right? So then you're gonna move next row by the column, right? Then plus what?
and then plus a half by 3, sir.
Right? Plus a half by 3. What next?
-1 by 0.
Right?
And plus 0 by 2, sir. Then 3 over 2 by 0 plus plus a half by 2, sir.
Right. So -1 by -1 is 1.
Is
0
1.
-1 by 0 is 0. 0 by 2 is 0. 3 over 2 by -1 is -3 over 2. 1 over 2 by 3 is 3 over 2. What is -3 over 2 plus 3 over 2?
0, sir.
Right, this whole thing is just 0. What is 3 over 2 by 0?
0.
What is 1 over 2 by 2?
1, sir.
Right, so we actually end up with what matrix?
An identity matrix.
Right, 1, 0, 0, 1. Right, which is equal to I. Let me know if you guys understood this. Tell me, guys, did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Okay, good.
you just multiplied it by the original matrix, the one you have, the one with the inverse, right? You multiply the inverse by the original matrix to show the identity matrix. So
That's all.
that's why I see.
That's all.
Yeah.
No way to show that A inverse by A is I. So in the last question, we found A inverse was -1, 0, 3, 3 over 2 half. Right? So we just said A inverse, this is A inverse, right? And I'll multiply that by E, right? Because that was E. And I need to prove that I is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. So I then multiplied it out, simplified, right? And we got 1, 0, 0, 1, which was I. So you guys okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
we're good. So we're not finished yet. They want us to determine the matrix A squared. Now, if it's A squared, what do you think A squared means? What by what?
It'll be A by A, sir.
Don't get tired of it. Like it literally just means A by A. So all you're doing is you're taking matrix A and multiplying it by matrix A. That's all. So this is matrix A over here. So you're just gonna take this and you're gonna multiply it by itself. That's all. So this. So you're just gonna take matrix A, which is what we have over here, and you're gonna multiply it by itself. Right, so do I have any volunteers to do this with me?
Yes.
All right, well, let me go, right? So Faith, what is the first row over here? First row,
Column. Row by column.
right? So what is the first row over here?
The first row is -1 and 0.
And the column over here?
-1 and 3.
Right, so this is the first element there. This is the second element here. This is the first element here. This is the second element here. So remember, you're multiplying all the rows by the column, before you move on to the next column. So tell me how to do this.
All the okay. So -1 by -1. 0 by 3. -1 by 0.
Now, see what I'm saying, right? Again,
Okay, now yeah.
multiplying all the rows by the column. So we just finished multiplying this row by this column. But if you notice in this matrix, we still have another row. What's the other row we have?
Yeah. 3 and 2.
Right. So you need to take that and multiply it out by that column there. So you
Okay. So 3 by -1
right,
and 3 and 2 by 3.
correct. So didn't we just multiply everything here by this column?
Yeah. So we now need to do it the second one.
Yep.
So -1 by 0 and 0 by 2. Then 3 by 0 and 2 by 2.
Yep. So look here. All right. So -1 by -1 is what?
-1 by -1 is 1.
Right. 0 by 3 is
0 by 3 is 0.
-1 by 0 is
0.
0 by 2 is
0.
3 by -1 is
-3.
2 by 3 is
6.
3 by 0 is
0.
2 by 2 is
4.
right. So now what is 1 plus 0?
1.
Right. What is 0 plus 0?
0.
-3 plus 6.
3.
Right. 0 plus 4.
4.
Right. That's it. That's it. Right. Is there anybody that's really confused as to why I multiplied a by a?
No, sir.
No? All right. And just to clarify, I did that because it was a squared, right? A squared means a by a. So I'll multiply matrix A by matrix A. Right. So part 4 now. Explain why the matrix product AB is not possible. A by B. A by B. What is the order of matrix A?
2 by 2.
2 by 2.
That is 2 by 2. And matrix B is our what kind of matrix?
2 by 3, sir.
Uh, th- uh
Okay,
3 by 2.
somebody said that 2 by 3, right? Remember, it's row by columns. How much rows are we seeing?
3 rows.
Yeah, so 2 by 3 is not correct because it's rows by columns. So it's 3 rows by 2 columns. 2 columns. So Aaron, I think it was you that said 2 by 3.
Sir.
And so that'll be 3 by 2. So if I multiply A by B, that would be 2 by 2, right? by 3 by 2. Does that look very compatible?
No, sir.
Nah, because
No.
it,
See,
yeah,
inner numbers too.
Because the middle numbers are the same.
right. So we need to write that in English, right? We need to actually write that in English. So this means 2 rows and 2 columns, yeah? 2 rows, 2 columns, yeah?
Yeah, sir.
This means 3 what?
3 rows and 2 columns.
So you have to say that the number of columns in the first matrix is not equal to the number of,
Rows in the second matrix.
right, that's what you need to say. Right, so the number of, right, so the number of columns in the first matrix is not equal to the what?
Number of rows in the second matrix.
Yep. Okay, word. Guys, without calculating, state the order of the matrix product BE. So we are not going to do any calculation. Let me show you how we're going to do this. So matrix B is a 3 by 2, right? So B by A. So that would be B. Now B is again, B is a 3 by 2, and A is a what?
2 by 2, sir.
Okay, so would B by A be compatible?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, that would be compatible. If you look at the outer numbers now, the outer numbers, that would tell us the final order. So if you multiply B by A,
Will
what?
be a 3 by 2 matrix.
Right. Okay, do we understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So I have a bunch of questions and I sent you all the answers, right? So now let's do some transformation matrices questions. Right. So I want to do this. Let me just check this question out. Is this question complete? Yeah, this is a complete question. We could do these 2 questions and I'll be for matrices. And then move on to statistics. So, who wants to do this with me? We don't have time to waste, so tell me one time. Tell me fast. Tell me fast. Okay, I'm not hearing from anybody. So I will just show you guys how to do it then. Aaron, in there?
Yes, sir.
Aaron, would you be willing to run it through it now?
Yeah, sir, I'll do it.
All right, give it a read for me then. Fast. It's a read.
The transformation matrix A is equal to 0, -1, 1, 0, which represents a rotation of 90 degrees anticlockwise about the origin O. The transformation matrix B is equal to 0, -1, -1, 0, which represents a reflection in the straight line with equation y is equal to -x. Write the coordinates of P1, the image of the point P711 after it undergoes rotation by 90 degrees anticlockwise about the origin O.
Right, so here it is. A matrix can actually transform an object. So you can take a point, you can rotate it, you can reflect it, you can translate it. You do a bunch of things to it, right? What was the golden equation?
Yeah,
What was the golden equation? I told you had to remember.
transformation matrix by objects equal to image.
Right. Transformation matrix by the object, and that's supposed to give you the image. So in this question, they want us to write down the coordinates of P prime. P prime is the what? The object or the image?
The image, sir.
Yeah, watch, they said P prime, the image, right? So
Yeah.
we use prime to indicate if it's the image, right? So they want me to find the image and they're giving us a point. I would call the point the what? The object or the image?
The object, sir.
Right. Right after it undergoes a rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise. All right, so first things first, which transformation matrix does a rotation 90 degrees anti-clockwise? Which one? Which one of them?
A, sir. Matrix A.
Right, matrix A. If that's the case, we're going to say that matrix, right? 0, -1, 1, 0, right? And we're going to multiply that by the object. What is the object?
7, 11, sir.
And that's supposed to give me the image, right? So let's multiply this
Yeah.
out. So no training wheels, right? No training wheels. You tell me how that's going to work out. How would I multiply?
It'll be 0 times 7
Right? Plus,
plus -1 times 11.
right? What next?
Then it'll be 1 by 7 plus 0 by 11.
All right, what's 0 by 7?
0.
What's -1 by 11?
-11.
0 minus 11 is just -11, and
Yeah.
1 by 7
No,
is?
no, 0 minus 11. Oh, yeah. I thought you said 0 times -11. Sorry, sir.
Oh, no. 0. It'll be 0 plus -11, which is just 0 minus 11. Yeah. What is 1 by 7?
7
0 by 11 is?
plus 0. So it'll be just 7.
Right. And that's that. So my image is going to be open bracket -11. So P prime, it's going to be -11, comma 7. You understand that?
Yeah, sir.
So again, guys, if you want to get the image, you need to figure out the transformation matrix. You're going to multiply that by the object, and it's going to give you the image. Is there anybody that doesn't understand this at all? Tell me. Tell me.
No, sir, I get it.
Okay. What about the rest of you all?
You could
Say that again.
I understand it.
explain it again.
All right, so Faith, the magical equation you need to remember is that the transformation matrix by the object will give you the image. So we have two transformation matrices here. One of them rotates 90 degrees anti-clockwise. The other one reflects it along the straight line y is equal to -x. In part 1, they want us to write the coordinates of P prime, which is the image. So in other words, Faith, they want us to find for the image. And they give us the point. The point is the object. And they said after it undergoes a rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So as we can see, this matrix is the one that rotates 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So I'm going to use this matrix, right? So this is the transformation matrix I'm going to use. 0 minus 1, 1, 0. And to get the image, I need to multiply this by the object. My object is the point 7, 11. So I just multiplied it out and I got my image -11, 7. That's it.
Okay.
So to get your image, you multiply the transformation matrix by the object. And that would give you the image. All right. Okay. So Aaron, we have a combined transformation question now. So give it a read from him.
T is the combined transformation of A followed by B. Determine the elements of the matrix representing the transformation T.
Right. So let's go back to the notes, right? In the notes, I said, check what I said, right?
It'll be the second by the first, the second by the first. That's what you said to get the combined transformation.
Exactly, that's what I said, right? Is this the same one? No, this is,
Yeah.
or is in the same document. But remember, guys, I told you all the second by the first. So over here, right, it is A followed by B. So the first transformation is A, and the second one is B. So if I want to find T, which is the combined transformation, I'm going to say B, which is the second one, by
B
B,
by E.
right? So B is 0 minus 1 minus 1, 0. 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1 minus 1, 0. Right? And A is 0 minus 1, 1, 0. Let me just verify that. So B is 0 minus 1 minus 1, 0. A is 0 minus 1, 1, 0. Cool. So do we know how to multiply that out?
Yes, sir.
Right? So let me go right. Let's go. So
It'll be 0 by 0 first,
right, 0 by 0, plus,
plus negative 1 by 1,
right?
then negative 1 by 0,
Plus,
plus 0 by 1,
right? So we multiplied everything by 0, 1. Now we're going to move on to this column.
0, which will be 0 by negative 1, and negative 1 by 0,
Right?
then negative 1 by negative 1, and 0 by 0.
Right. 0 by 0 is
0,
minus 1 by 1 is
negative 1,
0 by minus 1 is
0,
minus 1 by 0 is
and 0,
minus 1 by 0 is
0,
0 by 1 is
0,
minus 1 by minus 1 is
positive 1,
0 by 0 is.
0,
So our answer is just, so T would just be equal to 0 minus 1 is just minus 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. You okay with that?
yes, sir.
Okay, good. So yeah, guys, again, anytime you're doing a combined transformation question, it's always the second one by the first one. The order matters. If you say the first by the second, you're going to get it wrong. Right. Okay. Let me know what's going on, guys. Let me know how you feeling.
Vibes.
Vibes?
Normal.
Okay. All right. So under normal circumstances, you would have to remember everything in this table. Let me just get the table real quick. Matrices. Yeah, but ain't nobody got time for this, right? I'll send this to you all as well. Let me just pay attention to the document one time. Right? These are all of the transformations you're supposed to know. They expect it to know. Uh sorry guys. Sneeze it. 1 second, right? Hey guys, so let's be realistic, right? Let's be realistic. Do you really
Yes,
think
sir.
that you are going to remember? Wait, do you really think that you are going to remember what -1001 does? Like you have the whole syllabus to remember. You I don't really think you can remember what I do.
No.
I like to think I could remember, sir, but during exam time, especially if you're running low on time and your brain just get all kind of jumbled, might not remember.
So there's a hack. There's a hack for everything.
Lena, I remember everything else.
Say that again.
I said oddly enough, I might remember this over everything else.
That's crazy. Well, let me show this. Are we anyway, I have the table here, right? This is the table. This is the table with everything. So you need to remember seven different ones. But I'm gonna show you a way to not have to remember it. You can figure it out in the exam. But guys, it's a 2 mark question. If you don't, if you're having a hard time with it, just leave it out. You have more important things to worry about. But if you want to verify it, here I would tell you to do. I would take a test point. So I would say I would just give somebody give me a point. Give me a point. Give me a point.
-2 and 7.
-27. All right. I'll take that point and I'll multiply it by that transformation, and that should give me the what? That's what I. Anytime you multiply the transformation
The
matrix,
image.
The image.
right? So I'll say, you'll see where I'm going with this. -1, 0, 0, 1. That's my transformation matrix. This is my test point, aka the object. -27. This wouldn't take long to multiply, right? -1 multiplied by -2, right? Plus 0 by 7, then 0 by -2, plus 1 by 7. You will get 2. 2 plus 0 is just 2. 0 by -2 is 0, so 27. Okay. So guys, what we just found there was the image. So let me explain what happened, right? I came up with a random point, right? This is just a test point. I want to see what this does to it. And so now I could do a little sketch on a graph, right? I could do a little sketch on a graph. So -27 would be like, we could say that -27 is somewhere over here, right? And 27 would be somewhere over here. It looks like a what? What would I do to go from there to there? Like that looks like a what? What type of transformation?
A translation, sir.
No, that's not a transition. R.
A
R.
reflection.
Yeah. You see what I'm talking about? A reflection. Imagine you take a mirror and you put the mirror over here. In the mirror, you would see this. It's a reflection, right? So describe geometrically transformation represented by T. It's just a reflection about the y-axis, because this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis, right? So reflection,
So you're talking about the transformation itself.
yes. So the transformation takes an object and it reflects it about the y-axis.
Okay.
So reflection about the y-axis. So guys, and you can see that. Imagine if this was a mirror, right? That was a mirror. And you had a point here, and you put the paper mirror over here. Wouldn't you see the point in the mirror on the other side?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you would, right? You would. All right. Cool. So that's all for that. That's a question that could come. All right. Let's do this one quickly. A transformation T is defined by the matrix, right? The point A minus 2, 3 is mapped onto the point A prime AB under T. Find the values of A and B, right? So guys, this is way to figure out the what here. What do you think they want us to figure out in part 1?
Find the value of A of B.
Right, which is for the what? What does A prime represent? The object or the image?
The image.
Right.
The image.
So guys, all we want to do here is just find the image, right? Anytime you see that prime notation, they're talking about the image, right? Image. So image. So what's the equation for me to find the image? How would I find the image? Remind me, guys, how would I find for the image? What by what is the image? Okay, everybody real quiet. Remember, the transformation matrix by the object is the image. Remember?
Yes, sir.
So transformation matrix multiplied by the object is the image. So the transformation matrix here is 2, 2, minus 1, 0. And my object is the point that they gave me. So the point is minus 2, 3. Right? And I'm going to multiply that out to get the image. Right? So that's going to be 2 multiplied by minus 2 plus minus 1 multiplied by 3. So I'm going to move on to the next row now. So 2 by negative 2. Right? Plus 0 multiplied by 3. So 2 by negative 2 is negative 4. Minus 1 by 3 is minus 3. 2 by negative 2 is minus 4. And 0 by 3 is 0. So guys, what's minus 4 minus 3? Minus 4 minus 3.
1, sir.
Now, minus 7. Minus 7. If you take 4 and you take 3 again, you would have take 7. So you're taking away 4 and you're taking away 3. Altogether, you take away 7. And if you have trust issues, use a calculator. If you plug that into a calculator, it will give you the correct answer. Negative 4, negative 3. Negative 4, negative 3. Negative 7. So if you know you had trouble with directed numbers, use a calculator. You will get the correct answer if you use the calculator. So negative 7 and minus 4 plus 0 is minus 4. So if this is the case, right, my image A prime is going to be given by minus 7, comma, minus 4. So can you guys tell me what A and B would be equal to? What do you all think A would be equal to?
Negative 7.
Right, A is negative 7, and what would B be equal to?
Negative 4, sir.
Negative 4.
Right. That's the answers. So anytime they ask you for B prime, A prime, C prime, whatever the case is, they are talking about the image. The image. And to find the image is the transformation matrix or the object, and that will give you the image. Right? Cool. Now on to part 2. Guys, what is going to map the object onto the image? What maps the object onto the image?
Transformation.
Right, the transformation matrix. So what do you think would map I onto O now? If T maps O onto I, what do you think would map?
The inverse transfer. Oh,
Yes,
the inverse transformation.
exactly. So if I want to go from A to A prime, well, and we had to use the transformation matrix, right? We had to.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if I want to go from A prime to A, which is in the opposite direction, I'll need to use the inverse matrix. So I'll need to find T inverse, because in part 2, they want me to determine the transformation matrix that would map the image onto the object. So I would have to use the inverse matrix to take me in the opposite direction. So T, which is our transformation matrix, was 2 minus 1, 2, 0. So I would need to actually figure out T inverse. Fate, use the person for this. Do you remember how to find the inverse of our matrix?
A is equal to 1 over A,
Later?
the determinants,
You're saying it correctly,
times
but you're saying it for
the adjoint.
E, but this is T. This is T. So,
Oh, T determinants T times the adjoint T.
right. So let's find the determinant one time. You tell me what to write inside.
Row by column, right?
No. Remember, determinant is the product of the first diagonal minus the product of the second diagonal.
Okay, so 2 by 0 and -1.
Right, 2. 2 by 0 is
0.
right, and minus 1 by 2 is,
And -2.
and negative by negative 2 is,
-2 by -2 is 1.
plus 2. Remember, negative by negative is our plus, huh? And negative by negative is our plus. So guys, if directed numbers is giving you trouble, what way to do is, I want you to plug this into your calculator, the entire thing, don't risk it, and you get the correct answer. All right? So that's the determinant of T. Now we need to figure out the adjoint of T, the adjoint. All right. So, Faye, do you remember how to find the adjoint of a 2 by 2 matrix? Yeah, and I hear in feet. Perseus, I know you also have to you used to have trouble with this, right? So Perseus, how would I find the adjoint of T?
So you put in 1 over 2, and
Yeah,
then you're multiplying that by all the numbers. Yes?
first
No.
we need to find the adjoint first, right? We need to find the adjoint first. So 1 over 2, yeah, but we need to figure out what the adjoint is. So how would I find the adjoint of T?
You're switching the numbers.
Right, you're switching the first
So
diagonal.
you move. Mhm.
So instead of writing 2 here, what would I write?
0.
Right, I'll put the 2 over here. And am I changing any signs for the other diagonal?
+1.
Right? And
-2.
Yes. So now you could actually find the T inverse. So T inverse would be 1 all over 2, right? Multiplied by 0, 1, minus 2, 2. So you're going to multiply everything there by a half. So what's a half by 0?
0.
What's a half by 1?
1.
Nah, a half. Any number by 1 is itself. Like 5 by 1 is 5. 9 by 1 is 9. A million by 1 is a million. So a half by 1 is a half. Right? What is a half by -2? Again, if you have trust issues, put it into the calculator and tell me the answer. It was a half by -2. A half by
You heard
minus.
me?
Nah, I didn't hear.
-1.
-1, yeah. And what is a half by 2?
A half by 2 is 1.
Right. So I realize that for a lot of you guys, your problem is not necessarily understanding the concept. I feel like what's holding you back is fundamentals from maths, like from SEA maths and whatnot, like the fractions or the directed numbers. That is what really holding on your back. It's not really the complicated concepts. It's just those things that preventing you from moving on. I will do a free lives one day going through the most fundamental things you need to know in maths. But that's what's on the trouble. So in the meantime, what you could do is you could rely on a calculator. Rely on a calculator. So Faith, you see all these things giving you trouble, like with negative numbers and whatnot, use a calculator, Faith.
It's so
Say that again.
you can zoom out so I can see the screen, the full screen. I
Sure.
just want to ask you something. So, first portion, what did we do exactly? No, just this question.
Just this one. All right.
Yeah.
They want us to map A prime onto A. So can we both agree that A prime is the image
Yes.
and A is the object? So in other words, how would you go from the image to the object? The image to the object. So I said, and to go from the object to the image, you use T. Think of the equation, transformation matrix by object equals image. So if you're going in the opposite direction now, you'll need to find T inverse, which would go in the opposite direction. So that's why we find an T inverse. Because that's what would carry you from the image to the object. That would go in the opposite direction.
And what was the second one called?
The second one called this one
Yeah.
inverse transformation matrix.
No. I just have a hard time identifying what to do. Like when I see these words, like they really overcomplicate it. So I just get kind of confused.
All right. So if I remove all of this, right? I remove all of that. I remove all of that, right? They want me to determine the transformation, right? That maps E prime to A. A prime is the what? Image of the object.
The image.
Right. Anytime I see prime, that's the image. So image to the object. Now,
What is our image?
okay. Our image is something. Okay, let me give you an example, right? Let me just say, ask you to take a picture of the notes, right? Ask you to take a picture of the note, right? Like on the screen, ask you to take a picture, right? So maybe your laptop screen, and your laptop screen is an object. Yeah, your laptop screen.
Yes.
After you take a picture of it, what would you call that?
An image.
Right. So an image is what you get after you do something to an object. So you take a picture of an object, image. So
Okay.
simply
So
put,
image is like the
say that again.
so the image is like the answer.
No, I don't really think about it like that. The image is just what you get after you do something to the object. So if you move the object, you get the image.
How about
So if you do something to the object and the object is the original thing, you get the image. That's what the image is. Is just what
okay.
you get whatever you do something to the object. So you see how we have a point over here? That point, the original point, that original thing, that is the object. But if I do something to it, I'll get the image. So the image is what you get after you transform the object.
Okay.
Yeah. And in this question, they wanted us to go from the image to the object, right? The image to the object. Now,
Identify it was to the object.
yeah, we want to know how would you go from the image to the object. Now,
But how did you identify that?
okay, because they are saying,
What about
because they are telling us to determine the transformation matrix. So you see the transformation matrix?
Mhm.
Transformation matrix is actually what does it transform in. So that actually tells you how to go from what to what. The transformation matrix itself tells us how to go from the object to the image or the image to the object. So the transformation matrix is what does the transformation, right? And then they are saying maps A prime to A. So A prime is the image. A prime is the image. And we want to figure out how you would go from the image to the object. Why? Because A
so
prime,
when it's asterisk, that means that is the image or A prime.
and it's A prime. Anytime you see A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, anytime you see prime, image.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you're using the word maps, A prime to A. So how would you go from A prime to A? What transformation matrix would do that?
Okay.
So we want to know how you would go from the image to the object. How do I know that? Because A prime is the image and A is the object. Now, before you could understand this,
Could you show
let's say that again.
opposite way?
Say that
Could
again.
show me an example, the opposite, where it's object to image written out this way.
All right, sure. The equation I told you, tell you at the start, right? It was transformation matrix by the object, and that will give you the image. This is the main one you need to know. Transformation matrix by object, image. So if you multiply the object by the transformation matrix, that will give you the image, right? And with
It's not that given me a hard time identifying which one to use.
okay,
So I understand when I see it means image, but what if they mean objects? What should I be looking for in the sentence?
so you're asking me, what do you need to look for to tell it to find the object?
Yes.
Okay, so in this question, they said A prime to E. So image to object. It means object. If you don't see prime by it,
Okay.
if you don't see prime, that's
Yeah.
it. Like look at this question, for instance. They gave us a point, right? That point, A, that point is the object. Because you're not seeing prime by it.
Okay.
And they
All right.
saying the object here, A, is mapped onto point A A prime. You see A prime? Image. So they are telling us that to go from the object to the image, we use what? We use what transformation?
The object to image transformation.
T. They said under T. So they're telling you the object is mapped onto the image under T, right? So via this transformation matrix. That transformation matrix is actually what is doing the transforming. That is what is taking you from the object to the image. And you can see it in this formula here. Because if I want to get the image, I need to multiply the object by the
Transformation.
exactly. So again, when we started off, they gave us a transformation matrix, right? And this would take us from the object to the
To the image.
right. And you can see that, watch, A is the object and mapped onto point A prime. A prime is the image. So object to image. Now, can we see how they left it blank? We actually don't know what A and B is. So that kind of tells us
Yeah.
we need to find for that. We need to figure out what the image is because we don't have the values. Right? So if you look at this equation, to find the image, you need the transformation matrix. Do we have the transformation matrix?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have it. Do we have the object?
Yes, we do.
Right? We don't have the image though. We don't know what the image is. So if that's the case, I'll use this equation. Transformation matrix by object equals image. So, Faith,
Okay.
can we both agree? If you want to go from the object to the image, so object to image, wait, which matrix are you using? To go from object to image, which matrix are you using?
Using the transformation matrix plus the object to get the image.
No, I'm using the transformation.
Times the object.
Right. But can we see that T, the transformation matrix, is actually what's doing the transformation? T?
Yeah.
Right. Now, if we go in,
It's like binary.
so if I wanted to go in the opposite direction now, the opposite direction, opposite, do you think I would still take T?
I would say yes, transform the image to an object.
Yeah, but this wouldn't take in that direction. That wouldn't do the transformation to take it back to the object. If you want to reach back to the object,
Okay.
it's in the opposite direction.
Mhm.
Can you see it's in the opposite direction?
Yes.
Because the object to the image is in this direction, right? From left to right. But the image to the object would be from right to left, different directions. So you would need to find T inverse, which is the opposite transformation matrix, the inverse transformation matrix. That will take you in the opposite direction to take it back to the object. Understand?
Yes. So that is where the inverse function comes into play. So to find an object, so you're transforming you're transforming it into an image, and to find an image, you're using the T inverse to transfer it back into an object.
Yeah. You're using T inverse to transfer it back to the object. So if you have an image, so Faith, if you have an image, right? If you have an image, and you want to get back the object, just multiply it by the inverse transformation, because that would take it back to where you started, because I would do the opposite transformation. Make sense?
The inverse, just to be clear, the inverse is the one where I switching the first diagonal, and then the second diagonal are changing the signs, right?
Okay, we're talking about that as the adjoint, which is part of the inverse.
Oh,
To find the inverse, you need to find the determinant and the adjoint.
okay, and combine that to get my answer.
Yes, because the inverse is 1 over the determinant multiplied by the adjoint. Right? So in this question, again, they asked us to figure out the transformation matrix that would actually take you from the image to the object. The image to the object. Image to the object. So, and we just said, if you want to go from the image to the object, that's in the opposite direction.
Yes.
So you wouldn't use T anymore. You'd use the opposite of T, which is T inverse. So that's why I found T inverse. Because T inverse would actually take any opposite direction back to your object. That would map the image onto the object. So let me know if you understand what we did here. Right? So keen. Come on now.
I did.
All right. I appreciate the questioning and you asking some good things, right? Because a lot of students, when they read the question, they have no idea what to do. Right? Now, when I go in, there's a kind of assuming, which is bad. So it's good that I ask the question because this is important. Sometimes students would not know what the question actually means. They might know how to do this. They might know how to do that, kind of hard, but they wouldn't even know where to start. So it's good questions, right? So yeah, guys, are you all okay with this?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, good. Right. Over here we have a combined transformation question. Right, so they're saying find the single 2 by 2 matrix that represents the combined transformation of T followed by P, right? T followed by P. So guys, anytime you're dealing with a combined transformation question and you want to find the combined matrix, what do? Would I say T by P? Tell me guys, would I say T by P? Guys, anytime I'm finding a combined,
No, sir, it'll be P by T, sir.
right, because it's always the second by the first, right?
Yeah.
And we could call this combined transformation anything, right? I'll just call it C. So the combined transformation would be equal to P by T. So anytime you're dealing with a combined transformation, it's the second transformation by the first one in that specific order. So P is 0, 1, 1, minus 2, right? And I'm going to multiply that by T. Now T is 2 minus 1, 2, 0. 2 minus 1, 2, 0. If I verify that, so, yeah. So Aaron, now we multiply this thing out fast. So multiply that out from
0 by 2, sir.
right plus
Plus 1 by 2.
right then
And then 1 by 2 plus negative 2 by 2.
right.
Then 0 by negative 1 and 1 by 0. And then 1 by negative 1 and negative 2 by 0.
Right? 0 by 2 is 0. 1 by 2 is 2. 0.
1 by 2 is 2. 1. 0 by negative 1 is 0.
Right. So what will we end up with, Aaron?
2 negative 2 underneath 0 and negative 1.
Yes. Awesome. So that's the combined transformation, right? 2, 0, minus 2, minus 1. Again, it's the second transformation by the first. Anytime it's a combined transformation, second by first. Right. Right. Right? Yeah, guys. So part B now. Hence find the image of the point under the transformation. So, Faith, you there?
Yeah.
So, Faith, you see how they're asking us to find the image of the point?
Mm-hmm.
The point is the image of the object. What do you think the
The
point?
point is
Right, the point.
the object.
And we know that if you want to go from the object to the image, you're gonna multiply the object by the transformation matrix, right? So the transformation matrix multiplied by the object, and that would give you the
Image.
right. So the transformation matrix here, the one that we came up with, the combined one, was 2, 0, minus 2, minus 1. So 2, 0, minus 2, minus 1, right? Multiply that by the object.
And you put it
Yeah,
4.
so
And
multiply.
then the bracket, which is to image.
So I way to multiply
So you
that.
want me to multiply it now?
Yeah,
So 2 by 1, 2 by 4,
now it's 2 by 1 plus, say, right, 2 by 1. What next?
plus 0 by 4.
Right,
And then negative 2 by 1.
right. Negative 2 by 1. Mm-hmm.
Negative 1 by 4.
Right. 2 by 1 is
2,
0 by 4 is
0,
minus 2 by 1 is
negative 2,
minus 1 by 4 is
negative 4,
right. So 2 plus 0 is
2,
minus 2 minus 4 is
negative 6.
yes. And that's your answer. So the image will be 2, comma, minus 6. How you feel about that?
Good.
Right? So that's it for matrices. We covered everything in matrices. Yeah, guys. So take a 30 minutes break and come back at 4 o'clock, right? I'll put it in the chat. Stay in the Zoom, right? Stay in the Zoom. I'm gonna send this in the chat one time. Yeah, guys. Right. So we're gonna start back at 4. Statistics.